This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Clay Emo, Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Tuesday, April the 11th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Indeed, it's a night where the Canucks defeated the Anaheim Ducks 3-2. PETEY gets 2 points, and he's now over the 100-point mark, which is great. But St. Louis and Detroit lose, so the Canucks actually fall 2 spots in the lottery, or move up 2 spots in the draft lottery odds. So that's why I asked you, what's more important to you? And that's my poll question. Would you rather have PETEY get stuck on 99 points for the season, like JT Miller last year, but the Canucks stay 8th from the bottom? Or are you fine with him getting 100 points as he did, but then the Canucks lose 2 lottery spots? It's a very, very close vote. It's 60% for the lottery, 40% for PETEY. I don't think there's a wrong answer. There's no right answer either. But yeah, it's very interesting to hear what you guys think. And yes, before I get started, I wanted to mention that I see Shannon did indeed tell me that you met her at Walmart. She said you're a great guy, and it was really cool. And she too thought it was really cool that she got a chance to meet you. So I love it when people from this community meet each other live and in person. As we get going, moderators, thank you in advance. Do what you got to do. Thank you, legends, Hall of Fame members, franchise members, all members. Appreciate your support, and everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, the city, lower mainland, province, country, continent, around the world. Thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or better, all three. But the fact that you are here, I appreciate you already. Always appreciate you. Never take you for granted. 40 of you in here already. Only 9 likes. So let's get that up to at least 20. You guys know I like that 50% ratio. So like the video, subscribe, as I mentioned, so you can get active in the chat and get my videos every single day. You can leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift membership, become a member, upgrade your membership. And most importantly, like I said, get active in the chat section. You can also rate and review if you're listening on a podcast network. Also, I will go for the first 15, 20 minutes, mid-show sponsor read, then quick your questions and comments tonight about the game or anything else you want to talk about. We'll see if we have time for Ask Me Anything. Tonight is the night I have to cut off at 11:40 or so because I have to be sitting in my church adoration chapel right at midnight. Okay? Okay. There's the okay. That's just for you, Taylor. Before I get going, and I appreciate all of you being here, I do want to start on a sad note, but a very important note. And if you follow me on Twitter, you saw this, a massive tweet. Not massive tweet. I mean, it was a tweet that I shared, a very sad tweet, but I will share it with you now because it got a lot of traction, not because it's me, but because of the subject matter. And I think some of you guys know what I'm talking about already, but let me just put it up for you right now on the screen. So once again, Kevin, before I get going, Kevin, thank you. You are a new franchise member. So Kevin, I appreciate you being here. Let's give Kevin some love in the chat. Let's give Kevin some love in the chat. Welcome to franchise, Kevin. And also, your average dude uses his 1-month membership message and says, how was your Easter? How busy were you last week? Easter was good, pretty quiet, a bit of studying, some Canucks, some family time, a bit of exercise. So it was wasn't too busy, and I actually liked it that way. Okay, I'm going to stop highlighting comments, even donations, whatever, just for a couple minutes. I appreciate your average dude, you using your message. Kevin, welcome to franchise. I do want to share with you some really sad news, and a lot of you have seen it already, especially if you follow me on Twitter. So I tweeted out, former NHL player and friend of mine, Ray Ziwada, tragically passed away yesterday while playing hockey. Praying for the repose of Raymond's soul. and for the entire Ziwada family. If you'd like to support the Ziwada family, you can do so here. So there is a GoFundMe that's off my Twitter page, and they're doing really well. They actually, they've raised $171,000. They only want to raise 50, or that was the goal, but they've raised 171,000. Doesn't mean you should stop giving if you want to give. It every little bit, I'm sure, is going to help them, because I don't know what type of dollar amount can replace the loss of a man, of a person, I should say, and in this case, a husband, a father, and I'll say this. I'll say a couple things. And then I actually got to interview Raymond on my YouTube channel way back in August 2021. It was one of my best interviews, I think, because it was a former player. And I said here, I had the honor of speaking with Ray for my YouTube channel back in August 2021. And my wife, Gail, taught alongside Ray's mother, Regina, for many years at St. Paul and Richmond. Rest in peace, Ray. So I'm not super close to Ray. I actually only met him 3 or 4 times. And I actually met Ray and his wife, Nicole, through Marie Huey. Marie is a lot closer to Ray and Nicole, but I got to know him a little bit. He said yes to interview me, to getting interviewed on my YouTube channel. And he's so classy, so humble, so honest. And if you have a chance, go back and rewatch that one, because it's super sad now that he's gone, now that he's passed. But it was just a really, really good interview, because he was such a humble, open person. He talked about his journey to make it to the NHL, and then getting unceremoniously knocked out of the NHL by a cheap hit by Daniel Pye of the Boston Bruins way back in 2011. And we talk extensively about that hit. So he was playing hockey last night in beer league. Came off the ice and apparently suffered a heart attack then. And they worked on him for almost an hour and could not revive him. Very sad, actually, very similar to my dad's death, when my dad was playing golf and they tried to revive him after suffering a heart attack. Now, Ray also was a firefighter, either in Vancouver or Burnaby, I'm not sure where, but he was a firefighter. So there a lot of wear and tear on his body, obviously. And I'm not gonna speculate how or exact cause. I just know that he did have heart failure last night. So very, very sad. And if you're the praying type, if you're the reflective type, whatever, if you're the donating type, however you want to honor Ray, if you feel like doing so, I invite you to do so at some point today. But I just wanted to share that sad news. 38 years old, grew up in Richmond. His mom, like I said, taught with Gail at St. Paul School for many years. So thoughts and prayers go out to the Ziwada family for sure. And it was a tough day. Start today. My wife Gail called me because word started to spread around the St. Paul School community this morning, and then I saw a couple tweets from people with not a lot of followers, and it's not about how many followers they have, but I wasn't sure how public the family wanted to make it, but it was starting to get around. And then when I saw on Facebook that Raymond's sister-in-law, so the woman who's married to Raymond's wife Nicole's brother, if that makes sense. Yeah. So Raymond's wife Nicole, her brother's wife started this GoFundMe. I saw it posted publicly on Facebook, and that's why that's when I decided to actually go public with it. And I want to share. I want to share about the news, the sad news, and more. Just ask for prayers, and especially get the word out about the GoFundMe. So, thank you for allowing me to share all that. I'll just say this, and I'm not asking for donations, but any donations that come in tonight, and please, you don't have to donate if you weren't going to, but any donations that do come in tonight, I will match, and then I will contribute to the GoFundMe on behalf of this community. Okay. So I don't want to make it all about the donations tonight, but any donations that do come in tonight, I will indeed match and send on into the GoFundMe. I think that's one way to honor Raymond. And Coach Rob is the first one to start. $5 donation from Coach Rob, $5.50 in memory of Raymond. Thank you, Coach Rob. I appreciate that. And let's give Coach Rob some love in the chat for sure. So let's do this. We still got a game to talk about. I'm going to end this poll. So it only gave me 100 characters. So I wasn't able to, I was trying to explain this. Would you rather have PETEY not hit 100 points for the rest of the season, but the Canucks stay at 8th from the bottom, or would you rather have Petey pass 100 points but the Canucks lose 2 lottery spots? And so it's a very close poll. 54% of you said keep the lottery odds high. Petey hitting 100 points, 45% of you said that. So basically an even split. Thank you, Carol, for the donation. I appreciate that. So let's give Carol some love. Rest in peace, Raymond. Thank you for that donation as well. Thank you to Fangirl for the donation as well, the super sticker. And we will have that contribute. I will make sure I match that as well. So thank you, everyone, for the donation so far tonight. I appreciate you. Let's talk about this game. Now, it's Tuesday night, so I was bowling, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. So I'm going to have to rely a bit on why I've watched highlights. I've watched all the interviews. So let's kind of go into what I saw. So Brock Besser's goal on the power play, the lotto line, 649, 6, Brock, Pettersson 40, Miller 9, 649. A really nice 3-way passing play. One-timers all around. Besser puts it in, gets the puck, tells Petey, you go to the bench first, because that is Petey's 100th point of the season. Then Kuzmenko, the second unit, scores on the power play. By the way, that DiGiuseppe did some really, all 5 players touched it. DiGiuseppe did some really good work on that first power play goal to get, and he's replaced Kuzmenko on that unit right now. And DiGiuseppe and Hughes also touched the puck, but you can only get 2 assists. You can't have the other 4 guys get assists. Kuzmenko then scores on the power play. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pass from Akito Hirose. Goes behind his own net, takes the puck from Demko, and springs Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko's got that wicked snapshot, and now it's 2-0 Vancouver on 2 power play goals. Mason McTavish wants to get on the power play party. One-timer. PD couldn't get over there from Fowler and Zegras, and it's 2-1 going into the second period. Second period, only 1 goal. Bovillier, a weak play in the neutral zone. Puck goes in, and Hallison, bit of a fluky goal. Puck's kind of on its end. He shoots a knuckler. It goes off the post and in. Demko had no chance. I'm not sure if Demko saw it, and now it's 2-2. Hallison gets his first goal of his career. And then in the third period, Miller, DiGiuseppe, and Pettersson. Pettersson brings the puck, shows some really, really good poise. Pass it to DiGiuseppe. I can't remember if it was a one-time or not, but a hard shot that Dosto couldn't control, and Miller puts the rebound in. Miller's second point of the game, and more importantly, Petey's second point of the game, and that makes him 101 on the season now. Before I keep going, I want to acknowledge Carol's donation of $550. I'm going to the hospital for surgery. I would like to ask everyone who does pray to pray for me. Thank you and God bless. Yes, let's give some love to Carol, and let's send some really good thoughts to Carol. I was aware of her surgery tomorrow. Carol, I will pray for you during my adoration hour, my prayer hour tonight at my church. Definitely lots of love for you, for sure. So 3-2 Canucks win. Look at the stats, 36-35, shots on goal, pretty even, face-offs pretty even. Everyone's scoring on the special teams, 2 for 4 Canucks, 1 for 5 the Ducks. Hits, not a lot of hits, especially compared to yesterday's feisty LA game. And then blocks pretty even. And then, of course, the highlights, Miller with 2 points, Petey with 2 points. Quinn Hughes shut out again. I think that's 6 straight games with no points for Hughes, even though he was active on that first power play unit. And then 5 shots on goal for Besser, 5 for Petey. You look at hits, nothing too big, 3 for Miller. And then you go to the defense, 3 shots each for McWard and Myers, and then 3 blocks for Kyle Burrows. Then you look at the ice time, everyone got between 13 and 25 on D. And then for the forwards, no one got less than 10 minutes. Aidan McDonough had the lowest at 10:19. Demko was very good. 33 saves on 35 shots, a couple amazing stops off of Jakob Silverberg in the third period, a couple other saves, and Dosto was good too. He basically saved 33 of 36, so he played well as well. Only 22 years old, so I think that guy's going to be a really good goalie. So overall, a good victory for the Canucks, but like I said off the top, would you rather have the Canucks lose and keep their lottery place, because right now with that win, they were 25th coming into tonight. Now they're 23rd because Detroit lost tonight. And I said St. Louis earlier. I was wrong. Detroit lost and Washington lost tonight. So the Canucks actually leapfrogged 2 teams. So now they are 10th from the bottom. Remember, the worst they can finish is 11th. And I vlogged from the bottom, or I should say the best they could finish is in 22nd. And I vlogged about this extensively today. I explained that they can't finish any higher than 22nd. So by 22nd, you're 11th from the bottom. If you win the lottery, you can move up a maximum of 10 spots. So the Canucks, at least, no matter what happens with their final game, they're going to have a shot at Connor Bedard. And technically Adam Fantilli as well. So that's a good thing. The Canucks cannot catch Ottawa because they're 4 points behind with only 1 game left. So the Canucks cannot get to 21st. They can only get to 22nd, and they still get a chance at the lottery. Of course, if you're 25th, your odds are 6%. Where the Canucks are now, it's more like 3.5%. So they dropped a couple percentage points with that one single win. So there's a lot there. But there's, PETEY gets to 101, but the Canucks fall 2 spots in the lottery odds. And then you look at with Pettersson getting to 101, he's in the top 10 in scoring. Carlson, I think San Jose still has 1 more game. So who knows if he'll get past, but he's got 1 more game as well against a pretty bad Arizona team. I'm not sure if he's going to pass Rantanen or Nugent Hopkins, but he'll be in the top 10, top 11 in scoring, and 100 points on the season for him. And finally, we can look at the entire Vancouver Canucks roster before I get to my mid-show sponsor read. By the way, I just missed it, but now I see it. So I got to pause and give some love to Justin. Thank you, Justin. An incredible donation that I will definitely pass on to the family. And it says, I remember the interview with Ray. It seemed like an outstanding young guy. Truly sad news and tragic loss to the hockey community and to his loved ones. Also will pray for Carol as well. So Justin's the most humble guy. So he's not, I know he doesn't want me to hype him up because of the circumstances, but still Justin deserves a lot of love for that generous donation. I know Justin works very hard for his money as everyone does. So that is a big donation. So thank you, Justin, for that. I'll make sure it gets to the family. And then Adam uses his membership message saying, love for Carol and Justin. Absolutely. Thank you, Justin, for that generous donation. Let me just finish this part, and then I'll get to all of your comments and your questions. When you look at the Vancouver Canucks now, there's Pettersson with 101 points. JT Miller, a point a game, so another really good season. Remember, he had 99 last season. 80, he's still really good. Quinn Hughes, about a point per game, although he hasn't had a point in the last 6 games. I remember I was talking about him getting to 80. Kuzmenko might actually pass him. Kuzmenko's at 39 goals. Pettersson's at 38 goals. And some really, really high scoring, high stats there as we look at the Vancouver Canucks. Very good. So let's do my mid-show sponsor read. Again, this is the night where I do have to finish at 11:40 because I have to get to my church. So let's do this real quick. I'm going to give a shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training, weight loss. You can visit them and see their services at ptform.com. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next order of Vessi shoes. Mid-show reminder to you to subscribe, like the video, leave donations, become a member, upgrade your membership, gift memberships. Remember, I'll match any donations tonight, and I'll contribute it to the GoFundMe for the Ziwada family. And yes, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So I have about 18 minutes left. Let's do some Canucks and hockey related questions first. So Canucks and hockey related questions or comments first. Be happy to talk. It can be about the game. It can be about draft position. It can be about PETEY, whatever you want to talk about. I'll try and get to as many as I can. Hughes, Bear, Hirose, Hronik. Who would have those spots? Well, technically, OEL and Myers still are likely. At least one of them will be here next year. I really do. But they're making too much money. I agree with you, Jaskrin. How would you compare the fan reaction to when Robson retired with Garrett retiring? Very similar. Both icons in this market, because Robson retired not in the age of social media. I think Cheech is getting more like organic love, if that makes sense, and more people around the league know about it because you have teams like the Flames and the Kings doing tribute tweets. But Robson was a legend for sure. So I think they're pretty close to each other. The way I see it is PETEY has already proven he's a superstar now. So if I had to pick between points, 100 points or draft position, I pick draft position. Great, mature way of looking at it. Canucks dropped from 6% to 3.5 to win top pick. Outplayed by a very bad Anaheim team and got bailed out by Demko. This team should not be picking outside the top 5. So yes, there's the odds. Thank you, Ricky. 6 down to 3.5. And I did see the very nice prayer for Carol from Rome. Thank you for that. It's cool that the Canucks are technically in the Bedard sweepstakes, but I accepted a while ago that they're not getting Bedard. And why the heck is DiGiuseppe of all people on the top? Because Rick Tocchet loves him. He loves how he's willing to go into battle. He's willing to forecheck. He wins board battles. And he was in on both power play goals today. Or sorry, he was in on 2 of the 3 goals. And one of them he didn't get an assist for, but it was his play along the boards that kept the puck alive. He got it back to Hughes, and then it set off the chain reaction. So Rick Tocchet loves him. Tonight's the PETEY show. Carlson hit 100 points. Thoughts? Easy, Norris? Yeah, it obviously shouldn't go just to the high scoring defenseman. You got to be able to play defense as well. San Jose is a pretty crappy team. I know his stats aren't great. I think Hughes was making a small dent, but then Hughes kind of stopped his offensive side. So I do think Carlson will win the Norris this year. I really do. Yes, only the 6 defensemen to reach 100. Yep. Peter, I don't blame Horvat. Didn't need to sit in public, and playing Canadian market is a lot of pressure. Fair enough. Do I think that Tocchet will load up the line to try and get Kuzmenko to 40? He did put Miller at PETEY tonight. I could see Miller and PETEY and Kuzmenko playing together. Do you put Miller with them too? That would be crazy. They could easily get 2 goals, 3 goals between them. Did the Ducks even do anything for Garrett? Because I remember Shorty was like, Anaheim Ducks need to one-up the Kings. I don't know. Actually, I did not pay attention to the Anaheim Ducks Twitter account today. There's rumors that the Canucks are interested in Gavrikov. Is Gavrikov also represented by Dan Milstein? Dan Milstein? I don't know. If I had to choose right now, Alfred, I'm going Boston versus Colorado if I had to choose. Hughes quiet a few games, and Carlson 100 points pretty much seals the Norris. Hughes had a chance, but I think the recent quiet streak has nullified those chances. I agree with that. Do Habs fans think Suzuki is better? They shouldn't. Oh, good. I see. I should send you some of my commission, but I don't get a commission, so I can't send you anything. The Vessi socks are comfortable. That's awesome. The number 1 defense pair, Myers and OEL, keep one, lose one at 0 cost. Go. I take Myers because he's a right shot guy, and he makes a tiny bit less. Yes, I do think McWard and Hirose will start the season in Abbotsford. DiGiuseppe's awesome in the power play. No, I've not seen Drance's recent rant, unless it was the one where he did 2 days ago, talking about how much of a failure this organization has been because of the management. Well, 2 more seasons still, JS, so we don't have to worry about it just yet. Yes, with Horvat gone, you need Miller to play in the middle. Otherwise, we are too short, too thin down the middle. Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words. Who has a 1-year contract this year? Well, Hirose does. Hirose's contract expires. So does Kratsov's. He's an RFA. And then Ethan Bear is an RFA. Kyle Burrell's a UFA. Noah Jules an RFA. Colin Dia, UFA. 63 wins, 133 points, 40 wins and 48 starts. Yeah, you know, a lot of people they want to see Boston get knocked off. Either they still don't like them or they just like it when favorites get knocked off. But how can you argue with 63 wins? It's crazy. Do you think Johansson signs his ELC officially in September? Sure. I don't know for sure. I don't know. Jason, thank you for the donation. Appreciate you. And no need to feel cheap. It's not a competition. You give what you can give if you want to give. So thank you, Jason, for that donation. And hopefully it'll help Raymond's family. No, I appreciate that. And I will make sure that gets to them as well. Give some love to Jason in the chat for sure. The Dan Milstein Show in Van City. To be toxic Canucks fashion, do you think people will cause debates on PETEY getting 100 over Brock's goal as a team? I'm glad they helped each other individually yet win as a team. Do you think people will cause debates on PETEY getting 100 over Brock's goal? No. Brock was the very first one to grab the puck and make sure that PETEY got to the bench first. I think Toronto, as much as I want Tampa to beat them, I think Toronto could beat Tampa, but I think they don't get past Boston. I think Winnipeg's going to lose in the first round. I think Edmonton should win their first round. And I don't know if they get out of the Pacific, though. Yeah, I get a small, I can't lie. I get a small, well, the commission I get is actually, I do get a free pair of shoes once in a while. So I haven't had to pay for my vesties yet, which is really, really nice. And in return, obviously, I promote their product. OEL Myers, the worst pairing in the league. Darlene was on the list. Wow. It's funny how Sabres fans thought Darlene was better than Quinn. Yeah, he could still develop to be just as good, though. He's starting to find his offensive game. It's a lot bigger than Quinn, but I hear what you're saying. A lot of hype around him for sure. Could I see a scenario where all of Beauvillier, Besser, and get cut off? So I'll find the rest later. You know when how Jack and Luke can flex Quinn to whose team is better? Now Quinn has a flex when he gets the C on his jersey. Yeah, it could very well go that way for sure. Do you think the blue line is trending in the right direction? Yes, with guys like Hirose, McCord, and Hronek. Yeah, they've been good. They'll likely start in Abbotsford, but those are some really good finds for sure. Which place? I think you meant lottery. Do you see the Canuck getting? I think they're going to finish 9th. No, I think they're finished 10th from the bottom. And it's very hard to predict because I'm just predicting a true lottery win. I hope that no one from below them passes them. So let's say that they'll pick 10th then. Keep Hirose and McCord, McDonough. These guys are good. Obviously need more development, but they show massive promise. I agree. I didn't notice they mentioned today that today's loss was Anaheim 12 straight. Seeing that the last game was against LA, they might finish with 13. Yeah, they know how to tank, Gurpreet. Anaheim knows the assignment. Surprised no one in Devils history has recorded. I'm not surprised given how defensively minded that team has been traditionally. Could I see a scenario where the Canucks don't have all Beauvillier, Bessie, and Garland on the roster? Yep. I've said many times that I think at least one, if not two, of those guys will be gone this offseason. Some people feel concerned with PETEY or Hughes getting the C. I mean, most Canadian teams have their young stars as a captain. Yeah, I don't know who's concerned. I haven't heard a lot of that, but I certainly am not. Final minute of the Jets game was wild. Jets wild game was so wild they had a combined total of 5 penalties. Yes, I saw Bonus and Everson going at each other on the bench. Hirose is very good. Yes. Am I over 2011? I am actually. Would I be okay with it to see the Bruins win it all? They're not my first choice, but because they're not my favorite, but I'd like to think that I'm over 2011. I really do. And Adam gives some membership. Let's give some love to Adam. And the lucky recipient is Kel. So thank you. Welcome, Kel. And thank you, Adam. Let us move now to Ask Me Anything for the last 7 to 8 minutes of the stream. Thank you guys. Have to move a little bit more quick on Tuesdays because I have to cut off at 11:40. So let's get your non-hockey, non-Canucks related questions into the chat. And as we do that, we give some love to Carol, who also gifts a membership. Thank you, Carol. We give some love to Carol right now. And the lucky recipient of Carol's gift is Robert, SDPN producer extraordinaire. That means Robert is lurking tonight in here. I'm not lurking. I'm not sure if he actually made a comment yet, but I think you have to be in here to get it. So welcome, Robert. Welcome to franchise membership. That is awesome. So let's get to, and thank you, Carol, for that. So let's get to your non-Canucks, non-hockey related questions. When was the last time I had a samosa? Ooh, it's been a few years, Edmund. I do like them. Take care, DSS. What's something silly that Mickey does? Oh, that's a great question. Mickey, what's silly is when he sleeps with Gail and me now, which isn't great for, well, okay, enough said. But Mickey likes to lie right on top of Gail, like sleep right on top. Gail's under covers and he sleeps right on her, not by her feet, not by the side, but right on her. And it gives Gail a sore back. So sometimes she'll push him off or I'll have to lift him off. But it's kind of silly. So he always he sleeps with us. Then in the morning, as we get up, he goes to Jacob. Then Jacob gets up, goes to Kayla. Kayla gets up, and then goes to Sean because Sean's the last to wake up usually. Best Easter treat? I do like plain milk chocolate eggs for sure. Last time I drove to Seattle just a couple months ago because Jacob was bowling in a tournament down there. Yes, and you saw a win. Thank you, Adam. I meant to follow up with you. Can I ask Alvin to make you sushi? Patrick, can you make me some sushi? He's very quiet. He doesn't say much usually. Most overrated pro wrestler. Overrated. Huh. Hogan. No. I think Hogan's overrated. I think that Dean Ambrose is overrated. Underrated. Underrated. Seth Rollins. He makes everything look so smooth. How do I see the Rhodes Lesnar storyline unfolding? Is Alina Rhodes rematch? Yes, I think they're building Rhodes up. They're gonna make it even tougher. I think he should be able to beat Brock though, for sure. I'm not sure they can wait another year for The Rock though. Have I considered streaming at 10:30 on Tuesdays? No, not really because I like to not be rushed from bowling. Sometimes we have to do Canucks After Dark, a makeup show on Tuesdays. And most importantly, I don't want to go 10:30 Sunday and then 11 o'clock Monday, then 10:30 Tuesday, then 11 o'clock Wednesday. 11 o'clock, actually, my shows are supposed to be about 40 minutes long. So I've been going a little bit longer than that recently, and I don't mind that. But my original intent was to do a 30 to 35 minute show, actually. I watched Saturday WrestleMania. I've never made sushi myself. SMW, I'd ask you to go back and watch the stream, please. But Raymond was a former NHLer friend of mine who passed away yesterday. Favorite sushi place? In Richmond, I like Matsuyama. In Vancouver, I like either Sushi Mura or Tonton Sushi. When I was a teen, what's the craziest thing I did? I crashed my dad's car within 2 months of getting my license. And I had the mayor's son in the back seat. I told, it was a pretty bad accident actually. The mall, they're doing construction for a brand new complex. I spun out in the Toyota Supra, so the engine was in the front. So I fishtailed, went over the curb, went between a tree here, a pile of cement here. If I had gone either way, to the left or right, probably could have killed or at least got really badly injured. I told the mayor's son to walk home and not to tell anyone. And the next day at school, he told everyone, so everyone knew that I got in a car crash. Snickers over Mars for sure. What's the silliest thing you've ever done, excluding falling through a window? Oh, there's so many. One I can think of is I tried to show off in front of 500 teens at a youth rally and tried to jump on the stage with no hands. And I didn't clear it, the stage. So basically my feet, as you can imagine, touched the top of the stage and I fell and I had to brace myself. And I fell down in front of everyone. It's not a big deal, but I've done a lot of silly things on streams and on camera as well. On weekends, usually, unless we have usually the kids are up by 9 to get to bowling. And then that's when Gail and I get up as well. So not super late sleepers, but we're not early risers. During a weekday, Gail's up at 6:30. I'm up between 7 and 7:30. Usually Kayla's up around that time. And then Jacob and Sean depends on their schedule. How dare I say Hogan is overrated? It was the heel turn by Trish Stratus was predictable and was pretty weak, actually. It was a very weak clothesline to the back of Becky Lynch's head. Funniest blooper to a parody video. One of them for sure is for the Lazy Boy commercial that Ariel and I did to Iggy Azalea's song. There's a scene where I'm running across the top of the couches. And as you can imagine, I bailed on a couple of those takes. And in that very same video, I knew that I was going to miss the couch on purpose, but I almost broke my leg. If you watch that video, the way I landed with my leg under me, I could have easily broken my leg. So not my finest moment for sure. What inspired you to do YouTube, and what do you think are the biggest challenges being a YouTuber? The biggest challenges are consistency, for sure, and are not to get too caught up in numbers. Yes, I know I made a big push to 10,000. It's kind of slowed down since then, but I don't worry about it. And to get started, you can't worry about growing your channel so fast because you're just going to get frustrated. So consistency is the toughest thing as a YouTuber. And then what got me, my first videos were about faith and family and my ministry. And it was a great way to document what some of the silly things that at the time my boys were doing, Sean and Jacob. I usually don't pray for sports teams, but just for you, Ricky, I will. If Seattle had In-N-Out Burger, would you go there more often? I wouldn't go to Seattle just for that, but I would definitely hit it more when I was there, obviously. Your uncle owns Sushi Mura. Well, tell him he's doing a great job. Crashing the Supra. Yes, crashing the Supra. Do I know this, Matt, or are you just laughing along with me? What happens first? Canucks get to a cup or Vancouver hosts WrestleMania? Oh. Are they big? Oh, maybe Vancouver hosting WrestleMania. Because there's only so many big stadiums you can go to. No, I can't believe I just said that. Canucks get to cup final. No, I'm reversing. Canucks get to cup final. But they both could take a long time. Because you didn't say they had to win it. Timberwolves, how the heck do you go 5 minutes without scoring a field goal? I guess that's what they did tonight. Do you like the sushi place in Lansdowne where you can write down what you want with a pencil? It was all you can eat. Oh, sushi. Was that Sushiya? Sushaya? Yeah, it was okay. You crash your dad's car too? Okay, we can unite. Have I ever accidentally done something embarrassing in front of a fan? No, nothing too embarrassing. I like to be a bit goofy when I have my meetups, but I wouldn't say anything too embarrassing. All right, last 3 comments, then I got to get going. Will you do a Victoria meetup someday? Rob was talking about the idea of picking you up from the ferry recently. Well, we might do a golf trip in August, and if that's the case, I don't know if I have time to do a meetup, but maybe on one of the nights we can do something quick. I'm not sure. A big challenge is trolls and haters. Yeah, that if you put yourself out there, though, you have to be ready for it. Now I got to pray for the Raptors, too. I know Tom Sushi, that sushi place? No, I've never been to Tom Sushi, and I've never been to Sushi Story. Well, you guys are giving me a lot of good suggestions. No, I don't think I think the all you can eat place is gone in Lansdowne, I think. Yes, Jay, I still want to do that bowling meetup. And then there's a great way to end. At this rate, every stream near playoffs will be members asking Clay for prayers for their sports team. Amazing. That is how I'm going to end tonight. So thank you everyone for being here. I do got to do a pretty quick wrap up. So moderators, thank you. Looks like you didn't have to do too much, which is a good thing. Members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And to the 3 new members tonight, welcome to membership. I appreciate you joining. I think Kevin joined on his own accord. And then there are two members that were gifted. which is awesome. And of course, thanks to everyone who donated. I see $140 of donations, so I'll make sure that gets to the Ziwada family. Thank you for all of that. I appreciate your generosity and I appreciate your kind words. Again, I wasn't super close with him, but having interacted with him a few times and having interviewed him, I do feel a great deal of sadness on this day, and definitely something I am going to pray about for sure, for the repose of his soul and for his wife, Nicole, their 2 kids, and for their entire family. So thank you once again for your generous donations. As well, thanks to everyone who subscribed, and thanks to everyone who left comments as well. On your way out, make sure you subscribe, like the video. You can leave a donation still, become a member, upgrade your membership. Please visit, consider and thanking our sponsors, Fancy Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. And finally, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. I'll be back tomorrow night, 11 p.m. And then Thursday night, double duty, Game Over Vancouver, and then also a stream for me. And then I'll start to talk about my playoff pool, my survivor pool, which I will get together over the next couple of days. Okay, friends, you guys are awesome, but I do need to get going. So once again, stay safe. And Carol, good luck with your surgery tomorrow. We'll say a prayer for you. And I know a lot of other people will be doing that as well. For real, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And thank you once again for your donations and your prayers for Raymond Ziwada. May he rest in peace. Not going to end off with a funny joke tonight. I don't think it's appropriate. So yes, thanks again. And once again, to Raymond and his family, we love you. We're thinking of you. And we hope for the best in all of your healing. Good night, everyone.